Hello, everyone.
Hello.
How's everyone doing today?
Fabulous.
Digging through ditches, burning through witches, down in the
And stabbing.
back of my Dragula. I'm Nick.
I'm Alexis.
You know what we totally forgot to do in the last episode? Just thought about it.
Say our names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just realized that we didn't give ourselves a proper introduction. Whatever.
Yeah.
Screw it. We're here to talk about, as part of our second episode for April,
On Metal Waifu.
On Metal Waifu, which is the podcast you're watching right now. We're here to talk about the new Rab Zombie album. That's why I was doing the spoken word Dragula over here.
Rab.
Got the name of the album right there.
The Lunar Injection Kool-Aid Eclipse Conspiracy.
Word vomit.
Yeah. Well, like every title.
Yeah, basically. But we're here to talk about that album off of surprisingly enough, Nuclear Blast. Mm-hmm. Was he
The
on
last two albums have been with Nuclear.
Been with Nuclear, I guess. Was he like with Warner Brothers or whatever? Or
Actually, I have that as part of my thing. Wait, didn't I? Wait.
Didn't do that. He's got a little introduction and thing and some history and stuff.
I always have random crap.
Yeah.
Now under Nuclear Blast. Prior albums are under, I think it's, I don't know how it's pronounced. Geffer? I don't know.
Geffer.
It's Geff.
Oh, yeah. Or Giffen.
Or Geffen. Or
Geffen.
yeah, maybe it's R, not
Geffen,
an N.
Geffen Records.
I can't spell, so. That's probably an N and not an R. Sorry.
Right. So the last two have been off of Nuclear Blast and everything. So, interesting choice. Nuclear Blast is mostly known for like death metal, technical stuff or whatever. But you got some Rob Zombie in there and everything like that. But
I don't think it's really that crazy.
No, not necessarily. But
they have Cannibal Corpse, so.
But like that kind of makes more sense.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying like the theatrics.
It's theatrical band. Yes, quite good. Yes.
Yes.
Not Ghost, but but do you have some blurbs for us you want to get through before we get into the meat and potatoes of the album?
Yeah. So, I do this on every episode in case you're watching this and have no idea who this person is. It'd be real crazy for you to not by this point, but some people don't. Whatever.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie was born in 1965. Rob Zombie is not his technical legal name, but
imagine.
It's but he's one of the founding members of the metal band White Zombie.
Mm-hmm. Seminal, very important.
Yes. And then his first solo effort was in 1996 with a song titled Hands of Death, Burn Baby Burn, in quote, or in parentheses. Mm-hmm. Which was written and performed with Alice Cooper. It went to receive Best Metal Performance nomination at the 39th Grammys.
The Grammys.
And that, really kind of skyrocketed his career, really fast. Mm-hmm. In August of 1998, Hellbilly Deluxe was released, which sold 3 million copies. Mm-hmm. A month later, Rob decided to leave White Zombie, and then he went on to direct the classic House of a Thousand Corpses in 2000, but it was not released until 2003 because it was apparently just so crazy and shocking.
It was during that weird time period of I think it had some issues to do with 9/11 and all that stuff, right? There were some issues with that kind of situation.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was the big thing. And then Universal was also a lot of their executives had issues with it because obviously white dudes in suits be Christian values and there's people being maimed and killed, but whatever. This is also prior to in terms of your horror and all that stuff. A lot of the horror going around that time bridged on borderline PG-13. Some of them would be R, but it was the teen slashers or whatever of the time. There wasn't anything as extreme as a House of a Thousand Corpses or whatever.
Yeah, that's true, but
but then from there.
So I didn't bring too much more of general backstory because then he does go on to do a couple more films. Some of them are fantastic. Some of them not so much.
No.
But I also wrote down all of his albums because I just need y'all to hear these titles. But also, just to give you like a full discography on him, because you'll also see there's a really big gap of years between a lot of the albums, and that's because of all of these films he was doing and him kind of pursuing all these other things. So you have Hellbilly Deluxe, which actually is Hellbilly Deluxe 13 Tales of Cadaverous Cavorting Inside the Spook Show International, which came out in 1998. Nobody knows it as that title. It's just Hellbilly Deluxe, and you leave it there.
Yeah.
But then you have The Sinister Urge, which was in 2001. Educated Horses in 2006. Hellbilly Deluxe 2, Noble Jackals, Penny Dreadfuls, and the Systematic Dehumanization of Kool in 2010. Oh, Jesus.
Mouthfuls.
And then you have Venomous Rat Regeneration Vendor in 2013. And then one of my favorites, just because of the freaking art that came with this CD, is the Electric Warlock Acid Witch Satanic Orgy Celebration Dispenser that came out in 2016. And now we're here with the Kool-Aid Eclipse conspiracy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. His discography is wide and varied between all the stuff he did with White Zombie, which a lot of his White Zombie stuff is I'm a big fan of.
Oh, yeah.
Hillbilly Deluxe is Dragula, Super Beast. Like, he's got a track record. And between that and all of his movies and everything, like, he's definitely has this.
And all the people he's worked with, too.
Yeah. Oh, John Five being his guitarist he's still one of my favorites. Like, he's such a good virtuoso. And like the thing with Rob Zombie is that when he goes into a production, he definitely surrounds himself with people that help elevate a lot of the stuff that he's wanting to make or whatever and everything like that. Between White Zombie, because I think a lot of the musicians in White Zombie, even though I'm blanking on a lot of them right now, they're very good. Like the bass lines, all that kind of stuff. Like Thunderkiss 65 is still one of the greatest.
Oh God, it's so good.
It's still one of the greatest Guitar Hero songs of all time. That and like Hillbilly and everything. And his later stuff with like John Five and everything like that. Like he's and his movie is also in that way too, because I think one of the best things about like House of a Thousand Corpses, in terms of a film, it's kind of just Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but like the characters, the serial killers themselves have a little more character. The Devil's Rejects is elevated well beyond that because of just because of the actors, like the way those characters are portrayed and like the weird starkness between like the horrific serial killer stuff and them having like semi-human moments. Just it gives you this weird like jarring feeling and all that kind of stuff. Don't really talk about the third movie because there's definitely some issues I have with that one because they should be dead. Don't tell me otherwise. They should all be dead. It kind of kills the ending of Devil's Rejects a little bit, but like it's whatever. They also make really good Halloween Horror Nights houses, so just saying, like for House of a Thousand Corpses and everything, it was a very good house. But from there, but a lot of his work has definitely been elevated from probably ideas that he has had, but then also like the people he has surrounded himself with to get a lot of that stuff kind of going or whatever.
Yeah, he's amazing. Like, watch him in interviews because he's amazing to just listen to.
Yeah,
he's very like well spoken, very thought out in like everything he does. He's very aware.
He does his genre of films. He always sticks with like horror stuff and like the kind of like the smarter exploitation kind of stuff, like horror stuff and everything.
And then he's directed things that people won't talk about.
Yeah. And then he's so like that's the thing with sometimes with his movies is that like, he'll direct something, and Halloween 1 and 2 being the biggest culprits of he's wanting to try and say something deeper, but I don't really know if he knows how to say something deeper. He kind of just doesn't let the like Devil's Reject just kind of let the film happens, and that's where you get a lot of the development and the story and the way the characters are acted is big. Whereas Halloween like 1 and 2 is just kind of like symbolism. Like this doesn't mean anything.
Well, he's also trying to push something into a character that was already kind of made in one way.
Yeah.
So that's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, he's trying to spin in his own in his own right, but like that's why like the Halloween the sequel to the last one that just came out worked so well, because you just came to the realization that like Michael Myers doesn't need all that character development. He is one
Yeah.
he's one thing and one thing only, and that is a heartless monster. And that's all he needs to be. His character development is that he's an ungodly creature that shouldn't exist. But the thing with him is that like sometimes a lot of his stuff just kind of lacks substance, and it's a lot of it's just show, and a lot of it's kind of just there for flair. The two things I will say though, and I always wish these came out, but apparently there was issues between the people he was working with, was that he was supposed to make two movies. One was supposed to be about the final days of Groucho Marx.
Oh, I know.
I wanted to watch that
know.
so bad. I think that would be insane. And then the second one he wanted to do was the 1976 Philadelphia Flyers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I did not look into that one
The
much.
bloodiest, gruesomest hockey team that had ever existed at that time period, which caused multiple regulations to be made and all that kind of shit. But they were, the reason why I know about them so specifically is because there was an episode of The Simpsons where friggin' Homer's being judged by the devil, and they bring out the jury of the damned.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the entire starting lineup of the 1976 Philadelphia Flyers.
Yep. We're like, oh.
And
Alright.
Richard Nixon's one of them. I'm not dead yet. That's why I just wrote an article for Redbook. So stupid.
Jesus.
So stupid. But I respect Zombie in certain aspects of his creative juices and flows.
His live shows are incredible.
Are insane.
He's so theatrical. It's incredible.
Yeah, he puts a lot of stuff. He has a lot of cool ideas and he has a lot of interesting things. But I think how he presents it and who the people he surrounds himself with definitely affects what his presentation, what he's kind of presenting to the people in terms of an album and everything.
Yeah.
So his last album I listened to, that last one, the orgy space thingy.
Yeah.
There are certain aspects I liked about it because I think he did try to do some different things here and there.
Well, everybody's
That
fucking
one,
in a UFO.
that's a weird. It's such a weird song, whatever.
I love it so much. I love it for that, like, because that dude is literally a freaking like auctioneer. He's just everybody. It's just fun, and he appears in a couple other songs on that album too. So it's
Right.
like a theme.
Yeah, it's so like there's certain parts of that album that I like from that stuff, and then there's certain times where I'm just like, okay, this sounds like you're trying to do Dracula again, and like
Yeah.
it is a little hit or miss for me, in terms of all that. But before I go into my thoughts about the album, do you have anything you wanted to say before I kind of go do the thing? We're just here kind of like, kissing at his feet before I go kind of tearing this album a little bit.
I mean, I personally like, especially comparing it to the last album, I prefer this one over that, personally.
Okay.
And that mainly comes down to a lot of like just the actual like instrumental substance. This like there's the industrial electronic, which is always his like usual kind of thing, the horror inspired stuff, kind of noise rocky, whatever, like that. I think there was something on this album that was just done really, really well. I really loved. I was so shocked when that acoustic guitar kicked in.
Yeah.
I was like, there's an acoustic guitar on a song? Hello?
Okay, so we'll start with the positives. The positive for me is that the instrumentation on this album is very good in a lot of levels. The mention of the king guy or whatever, everything like that. The breakdown that happens in the middle of that song, like that John 5 like pinch harmonic and shit and everything. There are definitely high points in the instrumentation of this album that I really enjoyed. I think the band throughout this whole thing is on their A game, surprisingly enough, in terms of virtuosity that's allowed. Like, that's the thing that about a lot of Zombies music that I find kind of a little disappointing, is that they don't really, especially like his earlier stuff, like especially during like Hellbilly Deluxe and everything, there's not a lot of room to do wackier stuff with the instrumentation because I don't think they want to take away from like the mood or whatever. This album, on the other hand, they seem to be a little. You know what it kind of reminded me a little bit, which kind of explains to me my biggest gripe of the album, is that it kind of feels a little bit like a jam session album. It feels like there's a lot of like, maybe not necessarily that it's like all jam session stuff, but it feels like there's an improv kind of to it. Like they came up with ideas that they were like jamming out to, and they're like, okay, let's go ahead and try and build something off of that in terms of the music. And I think
probably. I feel like he probably just wanted to make another album. And Rob Zombie can get away with a lot because he's kind of pioneered this very particular sound and idea in theatric. It's a whole like bundle thing. So he can get away with having like multiple albums that kind of follow the same outline. And people don't get bored of it because they know that when they go to see him live, they're going to get something crazy. They're going to get something that's spectacular. So like, you kind of just always go along for the ride because you want to see what comes with it, where a lot of bands don't have that ability to be like, well, every album sounds kind of the same, but man, them live shows, like not many people are saying that about anybody. So
yeah, I mean, I think like close to that, like obviously I didn't really, I saw Ghost in like the worst the worst way to see him, which was at an outdoor concert.
Oh God!
Which was like hot as shit, and I felt really bad for the band. But so like musically and production wise, in certain aspects, there's some parts of the production I didn't really like. Good. I think those are definitely the two high points of this album that I think made it a little more enjoyable. The lowest point of this album is Zombie himself. If anything, in terms of overdone and tired, a lot of his concepts and in terms of singing and lyrics are, this album kind of presented a lot of that.
Yeah, it's super simple.
Yeah,
super simple. Like the like boom boom boom.
No,
Boom,
there's
boom, boom. She's going up and down to broom or whatever the hell that
yeah.
line is. And I mean, but he makes it sound so badass.
It gets kind of for me it gets kind of cringy because it kind of just sounds like I don't know, it sounds kind of like your dad singing this shit. Like it gets a little like a lot of the verses or the choruses kind of have like the same pattern to them in terms of like when he sings them and everything. Like it gets repetitive. The second thing I have an issue is the lyrical content in terms of what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, they all kind of have their own. I mean, and that's like the thing. So if you I have all of the song titles and their times written next to them because this is kind of important with him. Is he loves to have like multiple like 30-second to maybe a minute songs, and this one there's the first song is 55 seconds. The fourth song is 24 seconds.
Well, a lot of those are like...
The sixth song is 44 seconds.
The first song is an intro into Triumph of King Freak, kind of lead into it. The other ones are kind of just non sequiturs.
Well, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, there's just kind of these, like... Pew, pew.
Yeah, and those are fine. Like, they have some interesting, like, musical ideas or whatever.
I liked the What You Gonna Do With That Gun, Mama.
Yeah.
That was kind of interesting.
Yeah. So, like... Jesus. The Triumph of King Freak... I kind of think it's about some semblance of it's probably like an anti-establishment song or whatever, like King Freak gathering the brains of hyenas, King Freak drinking blood in the arena, King Freak taste the vectors of disease, King Freak
is a very hardcore vegan.
Yeah. King Freak destroy you while you're on your knees. We ain't your execution. We ain't your head pollution. We ain't your flock of sheep. We ain't your monster. And of course, each time you hear like the Rob Zombie, that shit. Witchcraft. Oh yeah.
I don't even understand how he does that with his voice.
Yeah, in case King Freak gets repetitive because he keeps on repeating King Freak and then X thing. King Freak circling a Legion of Doom. King Freak exploding from a sonic boom. Boom. More King Freak. Repetitive in terms of that. The fucking worst one is the Ballad of Sleazy Rider.
Yeah.
Ramalama. Ramalama. Too. And you singing it like in that fucking Ramalama. Ramalama. Doo. Oh, hold on. My name is Sleazy Rider Man. High above the earth in a garbage can.
Yup.
My name is Sleazy Rider Man. He's the Sleazy Rider Man, outer space motherfucking boogeyman. You rhymed man with man, my guy.
Hey, he can do it. He's motherfucking Rob Zombie.
Sometimes you gotta check him.
Yeah, but he's still gonna do it.
I get he can do it. He can do it. I'm gonna judge. He can do it. Kind of why we're here.
Do you want to know what my favorite song is?
Which one's your favorite song? It's hovering over a dull earth, the 22nd one, right?
No. No. Well, no. No. I fucking love this song. This is a song that I'm gonna smoke to and just jam out my apartment.
Fuck
Shake your ass, smoke your grass. I fucking love this song so much.
So fucking.
I love it.
Get it, Robbie. Smoke weed.
It's so good.
I don't need your Jesus freaks.
Look at this patterning in the lyrics. Like you can see the patterning without even reading them.
Well. No, it's like I don't need your Jesus freaks. I don't need your thought police. Shake your ass. Smoke your grass. Yeah, it's. Well, I don't want your OJ juice. I don't want your Lenny Bruce. What?
Yep.
I don't want your flying nun. I don't want your golden gun. He clearly hasn't played enough N64 GoldenEye. Like I get it. Like you're like fuck you. I'm gonna smoke weed. That's basically what it boils down to. You just put it in like a bunch of random like. It kind of just feels like Mad Lib like lyric writing, right?
But I mean, he's kind of always. I mean, like, really, besides Hellbilly, the first one, like Hellbilly Deluxe,
he's kind of but like,
it's always kind of been this weird like. It sounds like if you're just like listening to it for the first time and you're not really focusing on the lyrics, you're like, man, this is like so intense, and then you look up the lyrics and you're like.
Well, like that. Well, that's just it. Like I'm kind of sitting there listening to the lyrics, trying to like put together some semblance of stuff. I think here's the one song that I think like has a little bit of like a thing to it. Where is it? The fucking wolf. Oh, the Eternal Struggles of the Howling Man. I'm like 99% sure that's about Evel Knievel.
That was what I was wondering too.
Yeah, because like. Crop Circle shaking the bump and grind. Mm-hmm. Well, all right. Steam powered Zodiac blowing up your mind. Well, all right. Infernal Machine at the speed of light. Well, all right.
And there's 2 music videos for this album, by the way.
By the way, most disappointing thing too, the fucking at home music videos they did and shit. Jesus Christ, Rob.
Him just in the snow, just like standing there.
Or the fucking like clearly he has his phone in his hand, like taking video and stuff and everything. I'm like, I get it, it's the times and all that shit, but like, god damn, man. Let's see, where is it? Oh yeah, well, like. Clearly, the thing is that the reason why we came to that conclusion is because at the end is Knievel kicked it, now he's dead. Knievel kicked it, now he's dead. One more time, Knievel kicked it, now he's dead.
Now he did.
I told you he did.
I enjoyed Get Loose, though. I felt like they got a little funky.
Yeah, it got some funk into it. Well, again, like I said, like the musical choices that were made, like there were some parts of like the soundtrack that I was like. Yeah, like that kind of vibes with, and then you hear like, all right, Rob, come,
like,
okay, he's back.
He's entered the chat. Get out.
Your high uncle is back in the. Rob Zombie has entered the. Rob Zombie has entered the gulag. Yeah, and I am the one. Stop! Why is he yelling during the gunfight? I killed him. He's dead. He gave me his location. He just kept screaming, Dragula.
Just kept screaming.
Imagine you join up in a match in Call of Duty and you fucking just hear some guy sing a shitty rendition of Dragula. We gotta kick him out. Can somebody mute this guy?
Get rid of him. Get rid of him.
There we go. Kick
him out of the Discord.
This is a Christian Minecraft server, sir. Get the fuck out.
God, Get Loose has no sustenance.
No.
Lyrically. Do you see that?
Yeah, it's fucking.
It sounds so good. But honestly,
well, okay, no. So back onto like the nonsensical lyrics, right? Let's discuss about his bangers such as Dragula or Super Beast.
well, yeah.
Nonsensical.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. It doesn't make any fucking sense. But there's just something to them where it's like, even though a lot of that shit doesn't make any sense, like, you're like, fuck yeah, back in the drag, fuck yeah.
Yeah, dig through the ditches and
burn through the fucking witches. You're just like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck that means. You know what the Dragula is? It's a car that was in an episode of The Munsters.
Yeah, because isn't it in the music video?
Yeah, technically, yeah. That's what it's referring to is from the 1960s sitcom The Munsters, and he makes it into this fucking headbanger bop that your fucking weird ass aunt who always goes to those fucking like red
hippie
state
festivals.
rock shows. Fucking wearing those like high-waisted shorts where she has no ass, but she's whipping them out anyway. She's like, ooh, wait, I'm gonna drink me some Monsters and Pabst Blue Ribbon and fucking jam out some Dragula.
And she's one of those that like, you can smoke with me and everything's cool.
Yeah.
Just don't smoke with other people. You can smoke with me.
You smoke
It's
with
like,
me,
what?
it's fine. You're like, ooh, what? No, fuck,
I won't tell your mom. What?
Maybe I should. Maybe I should tell my mom. God. Give me a hit. Fucking. All right, get away from me.
Get away.
It's like fucking one anime kid where it's a kid running from the ladies.
Oh my god.
Your aunt at a fucking rock festival. And there was like, I will say the one song that fucking I was listening to this on my headphones, and I fucking almost pulled out my headset and threw it across the room. 18th Century Cannibals, Excitable Morlocks, and One Way Ticket on the Ghost Train. So here's the thing about this song, right? One, John the Dillinger said with a smile, "I had a dream last night about a Gomer Pyle dressed in tinsel riding a crocodile. Does that make me crazy?" What was it? Well, even Hercules freed himself with a ruse. The dragon captain displayed a kung fu bruise and hide all the children and spread the news. Velvet Jesus is a poster? What the fuck does that mean, Rob?
I don't know.
What the I bet she's going to be like, oh, it's about like politics in Uganda or something. I don't fucking know, man. But this song pissed me off because it goes into like this fucking like yee-haw cowboy ditty. And you're just like, okay, whatever. And then the compression and the distortion fucking just annihilate your ears.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, and you're just like, what the fuck? No, Rob, stop.
Stop.
Who's the production on this song, man? That was like a fucking moment where I was like, I'm upset, I'm mad, and I can't do nothing about it. Except call my lawmakers and tell you to get a better production crew.
Oh my god, your lawmakers?
Your lawmakers.
You're gonna call the whole lawmaker.
I'm going to call the lawmakers.
Jesus.
I'm going to call my senators and my governors.
So how'd you feel about the satanic rites of Blackula?
I just saw that. I forgot. Yo.
What a song.
Why you got...
What a choice.
Why you got no chill, Rob?
This right here, just saying, where it goes. Spock is gonna die. Call him Messiah. The world is so hollow. He is a liar. Take me back to Vulcan and open fire. Which way goes to Eden? A vampire.
Scream, Blackula. Scream, Blackula.
What?
Scream, Blackula.
What poetry?
What?
He is following the A-B pattern that you learned in...
Yeah?
It's just always the A-B. A-B.
A-B,
A-B.
A-B, A-B, A-B. You think he whispers this shit to fucking Sherry Moon's ear when he's about to make sweet love?
Scream.
Spock's gonna die. Call him Messiah. The world is so hollow. She's like, get off me, Rob. Go and make myself a sandwich, you fucking weirdo. I'll start one of your movies, but Jesus.
I do kind of like this verse, though. A graveyard for lunatics, they come a-running. Leader of the young bloods, they're a-buzzing.
Buzzing.
Absolute midnight, they come a-crying. I still remember Babylon, all is forgiven. Gives a little bit, like... That's probably, like, the best verse out of that whole song.
Yeah. Like it,
and the rats come home to pick your bones. The same old monster.
Rats come home to pick your bones. It kind of sounds like just the maniacal ravings of like some guy who sits at like a porch in like Mississippi. He like has only one tooth and he starts fucking just going on. Like he like has seen war, done every kind of drug, and he's just like fucking going off and rambling, like just fucking saying some crazy ass shit. And there's Rob Zombie with a fucking notepad and paper, just like
Yes.
yeah, fuck yeah, dude, hell yeah, bro.
I need to pull up.
Speak your truth. Speak your truth.
I need to pull up the boom 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 lyrics. Look how small. Like, there's like nothing. They call her the black cat. Oh yeah, she got the boom. They call her Raven. Oh yeah, she got the boom. They call her Red Tess. Oh yeah, she got the boom.
Hey, do you know
Boom
she got the
boom
boom?
boom. The witch is in the room. Boom boom boom. She's sliding up the broom. She ain't sliding down it. She only goes up.
Shit only goes up.
And that is the entire. Oh well, then they. Oh, and then they decide to call her Madness and Dunwich and Lovecraft. But that's
Oh yeah,
that's it.
Yo,
That's all
sweet-
the lyrics
Yo,
are.
yeah. Then sweet Lovecraft reference there, Rob.
She got the boom.
I can read a book. Once again, congratulations.
I can read a book.
I can read.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's kind of what was my. Another thing too is that this album, like, it's 18 tracks or 17 tracks or something like that, but
17.
it's 17. But like again, there's those like little interludes here and there that fill out that track listing, and the album itself isn't that long because it's only like each song is like 3 or 4 minutes. I think the last
Literally, I was able to write all of these 2 pages, which was doing all that research, and the time that it took me to listen to the album. Like literally, I was listening to the album while I was doing it, and then the album was over, and I was like, oh.
The thing I will say though, if we're going to compare like the album length or whatever, it at no point did I feel like it was like a hate breed album where
Oh,
it's fucking
no,
the
not
same
at all.
shit.
Dear God.
It took you different places, but it was cool. Like I was getting to the point where I was like listening to the album, and I was like, oh cool, this is a really cool riff, and then like Zombie comes in and he says wham lamb, and I'm like, okay. And then like Spock, and I'm like, all right. And then and I'm like, I get it, man. I get it. You're coming up with all this crazy, wacky shit, and I'm Rob Zombie. I'm quirky as fuck. And you're just like, I get it. I get it. But can you just like, just for a second, like, focus for a little bit and like try something a little different. And I think that's why I liked this last album a little bit, because he was trying kind of different modes and different stuff and everything, and trying to diversify. And maybe because there might have been a little like some of the criticism about that album was that he was trying to do like weirder stuff, or like some of the ideas he was trying to do weren't working.
Yeah.
Maybe he kind of fell back in a lot of his older stuff, because there was certain points where it kind of reminded me of White Zombie a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe he's kind of falling back on his older stuff to kind of like get a footing back on what he was doing, what he wants to do. But it just kind of came off as like, for me, it came off as kind of cringy. Like I understand, like his voice is a very good aspect of him, because he has that raspy tone and
It's
everything.
a wild sound. I
Yeah.
do not understand how he does it.
Yeah, it's probably just smoking a lot, like probably just fucking rasping that shit.
But it's like this yell. It's like this like primal growling
Yeah.
yell thing. It's so weird. I'm like,
Yeah.
how do you do that?
Yeah, how do you do that?
do you do
How do you do that? And so like his vocals are fine, but then like he says some of this shit, and you're just like, what?
It just sounds cool because it's just his voice. And
What?
you're like, yeah, man, totally, yeah.
He
Then
can
you
be-
look
he-
it up and you're like, wait a minute.
He could be talking about like your ABCs, and it's like A B C D F G H I J K L M N O P, and you're just like, did he just sing the alphabet?
That's
yeah,
incredible.
But oh wow, but that sounded really cool. And like he just sang the but like you heard his voice. I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah, it's always this. Da, da, da,
yeah.
da,
Oh yeah.
da, da, da.
I can verbatim. Majority of the songs had that same fucking cadence to them, and like sometimes, and the one song he like varies it out, or 1 or 2 songs he varies it out. One of them is the production's ass and blows out your fucking eardrums, and then like you know, it just got a little repetitive and much for me, and I was just like, I'm not necessarily. I don't hate all the experience, but there's some times I was just like, could you do something else? do something else.
Hello, please. I think it's because for me, like the reason why I'm just like not bothered by it is I never am like listening to. I'm never listening to Rob Zombie. Like that shit comes on and I'm just like, and I don't care what the hell's going on. It's just I'm listening to a Rob Zombie song. I couldn't tell you what album it is because they all sound the same. I don't know what's going on, but it's a banger.
Yeah, I could feel that. Well, like,
I'm here for the vibes.
I'm
and
here-
vibration checks.
checking the vibration. Check it out. I'm vibing at a different frequency.
I've been at that 2K.
That 2K. NBA 2K. This album's nonsense. Which I mean, the album is nonsense. But I was gonna say this podcast is nonsense, so it makes sense for reviewing it. Which I get it. Yeah, like there's certain songs that come on that are like can be nonsensical, but like they get the blood rushing, they get you in a mood. They are a vibe check, and sometimes the vibe check is a good time. But like when I'm reviewing albums and stuff like this, and I'm trying to be analytical and try and glean some semblance of substance out of it, and trying to discuss about it when there's not much to discuss about.
Well, yeah. I think just like the main thing with him though is I feel like he doesn't create. So he doesn't really like create music. He creates this theatrical story that he will put on a stage, and he needs an instrumental to go behind it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like everything is always made with the what am I going to do when I perform this live sort of thing.
Yeah, but like then at that point, like if we're gonna go off of that idea, and if anyone has progressed that idea forward, it has to be. And I like them, but I don't like I'm not sucking their dick. Like I like some of the ideas they do is Ghost.
Oh yeah.
Like Ghost does that, but at least with them, their instrumentation's insane.
Oh yeah, it's super good.
And I like some theatrical stuff. Actually, my issue with Ghost is the vocals, because I think his voice sounds weird as shit.
It's so odd.
It's so weird.
It's,
and to me,
and it's so jarring when you just see them and then hear them, and you're like, what the hell?
And my other issue with his voice too is that it's weird, but also sounds you're playing all this epic music, and sometimes it just sounds a little too faint to me. Like, it sounds like in later stuff, they try to do like a little more boisterous stuff, but you have to add a lot to it. Yeah, like it's very, very faint.
Yeah,
and so like, but because of a lot of the ideas and a lot of the theatricals to it, there just feel like a little more substance going on with that stuff. Even though the majority of fucking Ghost is substance, especially the earlier stuff before their last albums, Satan, but. But was Zombie, like you said, like it's he's creating it's his stuff with like vaudeville and everything. Like he's very vaudeville influenced, much like Alice Cooper and all that. Mm-hmm. Is you're not trying to tell the narrative you're telling is an experience.
Yeah.
You're doing uncomfortable weird, like with Cooper, you're doing uncomfortable weird stuff to like kind of shock people or whatever. That's kind of the entertainment of it. That's shock rock or whatever. But like that's kind of the angle you're going for. The music, you're making the music, but it's a one cohesive piece. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's why like this album maybe doesn't necessarily vibe with me as much as his last stuff, like his earlier stuff, is because, like, referring back to the Halloween Horror Nights shirt I was wearing. By the way, this is completely incidental. I completely thought about it as I was driving up after work and everything. I was like, oh yeah, I totally remember there was a house of Halloween Horror Nights that for Rob Zombie. So this shirt actually works perfectly. I just wanted to wear it. Mm-hmm. The reason why I think like those houses, like the House of Thousand Corpses houses, and specifically that scare zone, that Hellbilly Deluxe scare zone that he did, mm-hmm. worked so well was just because like that's the whole point. Is they're supposed to be like these theatrical experiences that fit into that. It's a vibe. It's that. It's that.
And when you
goth-
got there, you got to see the physical manifestations of the characters he was talking about.
Yeah,
And it was
yeah,
like,
yeah. And from the music videos and everything like that, like Living Dead Girl,
Yeah.
and you know the what the hell is the name of that oh my god, Caligari, Dr. Caligari, something like that. The old silent films that they
Oh,
did
yeah,
with
yeah.
expressionist movies and everything like that. A lot of that influence there, and a lot of that feeling going into it, and it creates this spooky vibe with the metal. Well, it's also mixed with the rock metal music and everything, so it still has that yeehaw going with it and everything. But like for set pieces and all that stuff, it works because it's a cool visual experience, and why it's
Yeah.
probably works out for him to being like a film director in certain aspects is that visually he creates cool visual experiences that entertain, where yes, they may not have as much substance in certain aspects, especially in terms of if they're trying to tell something deeper. They're probably not trying to tell you anything deeper. They're just there because it's a vibe. But even then, like, I think because there was no music videos that really like worked with this album or like kind of put it all together, it was just kind of like an album that was released, and
Yeah.
the only thing you're kind of given as part of it is the music itself.
Yeah.
It kind of just like doesn't really stick with you. Like you just kind of like it's just a guy talking nonsense over some really nice performed instrumentation.
Yeah, no, I mean it is because at least with all the other ones, you would get some sort of like crazy, outrageous. If it was like an actual physical music video, or like there was some like animated stuff in it, or like you always got kind of something. In this one, you got like two homemade music videos.
Two homemade music videos. You get like the CD cover and all that stuff is like, oh god, it's like a fucking like Jamaican like fucking like it's like a reggae compilation.
Yeah,
that you
it's
CD
literally
you get.
the red, green, and yellow.
Yeah, or like it's like a fucking like cover band of Grateful Dead compilation CD or some shit like that. Like very like it's a hippie aesthetic basically.
I'll try to put it in the editing if I remember to do it because
yeah.
it is a look.
It's a it's a look. Yeah, it's so like it's like I guess with those aspects kind of missing, it might also have impacted my listening experience because again, I'm just kind of viewing it as a listener and not necessarily getting any more musical like any visual expression out of it.
Such a weird.
What?
I'm just looking at the.
Yeah,
Cover.
it's like.
I just love that there's like these two skulls, and one says, I'll drop it," and then the other one says, drop it."
I don't.
Like,
the green's incredibly saturated.
Yeah, it's so green.
Yes, fucking.
I mean, I love that photo of him.
Yeah, it's a good photo.
Really cool.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, it's very odd.
Yeah, it's a very weird choice. It's not like.
This is sorry, the website that I found this picture on, like there's a descriptor that they put with it, and it's very interesting. It says, as a rock icon and filmmaker with a unique vision, Rob Zombie has continuously challenged audiences as he stretches the boundaries of both music and film. He has sold more than 15 million albums worldwide and is the only artist to experience unprecedented success in both music and film as the writer-director of 8 feature films with a worldwide gross totaling of more than 150 million. The Lunar Injection, Kool-Aid, Eclipse Conspiracy is his first album in over 4 years, a classic zombie album through and through with high-energy rages like The Eternal Struggles of the Howling Man and Get Loose to heavy groove thumpers like Shadow of the Cemetery Man and Shake Your Ass, Smoke Your Grass.
Groove thumpers.
Yeah, what a choice.
Thumpers. It's word vocabulary. I feel like that's not necessarily true. There has to be another, maybe not as like I don't say not as prolific, but like I feel like there has to be another like music director crossover guy that's gone from like music to film and had like success. I feel like
I think there are, but he still has like a massive success with it.
Yeah, probably bigger than others. I don't know. I was curious. Because I the first person I thought of, but I was like, no, they didn't do films. They've had stuff turned into like series or whatever, was Gerard Way. Because he did, obviously, My Chemical Romance, but his big thing after that was he was a comic book writer for Umbrella Academy and Doom Patrol and all that. So I know he had like crossover after, but I think I was mostly just out of like, yeah, I'm kind of out of the whole like, can't do the emo stuff anymore because, you know, Gerard got that dad bod. But he has that crossover and everything, but.
Yeah, but again, I mean, that's his first thing. I think they're just talking about in total, like he's done way more. Because even like this article that I found, it's 15 musicians who became filmmakers. So you have Frank Sinatra, the Colts' Ian Astbury, Nick Cave, Jason Schwartzman, Wayne Cohn. I can't remember how he pronounced his last name. Whoops. It's from the Flaming Lips.
Oh yeah. Well, that's
David Bowie, Noah and the Whales, Charlie Fink, Bob Dylan, Caliphones, Tim Rutilli, RZA, RZA, whatever. RZA.
Ma'am. Wu-Tang.
I know.
Wu-Tang.
Well, no, it's funny. That reminded me of so my ex, he loved REM, and I refused to call it REM. I always called it REM. Just to piss him off.
Your boyfriend. Ugh. Follow me.
I mean, trust me, that wasn't his all-time favorite, but he really loved them, and he hated it. And I knew what I was doing. I was doing it on purpose, and he legitimately, for the longest time, thought that I just didn't know. And I was like,
"Oh my god,
no, I'm doing it because it's angering you, and it's funny."
Yeah. This makes you mad, and it's funny.
Gore Verbinski.
He was a musician. Like Pirates.
He got to start playing in various, mostly underground rock bands around Los Angeles, like Felonious Monster, the Cylon Boys Choir, and Daredevils. Okay,
sure. I was like, the Pirates of the Caribbean guy?
Yeah, no, yeah. I didn't know he did music either, but Omar Rodriguez Lopez, Gusters, Ryan Miller, and then Rob Zombie and Madonna are on. That's the 15 on this list.
Madonna directed that movie.
Yeah, it says, yup, it happened. Madonna, or do we call her MDNA now? Is that how she's spelling her name now?
I don't know.
She co-wrote and directed a movie, Filth and Wisdom, premiered at the Berlin Film Festival in 2008, and while the movie as a whole received pretty negative reviews, Eugene Hutz, Gogol Bordells?
Yeah. Let me see. Is it Gorgel
Gogo? Is there supposed to be an R in there or no?
Gogo Bordello or whatever his name. It's
Bordells.
Yeah, isn't that a? I think it's
Bordel.
a group.
I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, their front man also starred in the film.
Yeah, Gogo Bordel.
He starred in the film adaptation of Everything is Illuminated. Okay,
sure, whatever.
That was interesting. I don't know these things. This is interesting.
Yeah, fucking.
Oh God, freaking Lords of Salem. I was so disappointed by the movie.
Yeah.
Now I'm just kind of hold on. I just need to know this Madonna movie real quick.
Oh my God.
Filth and Wisdom.
Filth
and Wisdom.
Trying to figure out if there's anything else to glean from this zombie album of particular note.
It's got a 5.7 out of 10 on IMDb and a 25% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 26% on Metacritic. It says AK is from Ukraine, who provides himself with odd jobs while waiting for his breakthrough as a rock artist. With him lives Holly, a ballerina in need of training who reluctantly starts stripping, and a drug addict who works as a pharmacy assistant. What? That line didn't make any sense.
Is that English?
Yeah. With him lives Holly, with him, comma, a ballerina in need of training who reluctantly starts stripping, comma, and a drug addict who works as a pharmacy assistant. Who is that? Is it Holly? Is she also the drug addict?
Or is it somebody else?
Or is it AK? Who's the drug? I'm so confused. Who's the drug addict?
Who's the drug addict? It's like
She was the director, one of the screenplay writers, and one of the producers. Jesus.
sounds like
It made $354,000 in the box office.
Kind of sounds like the 1990s classic Paul Verhoeven movie Showgirls.
Oh God, Jesus!
We're talking about stories about dancers turned strippers.
I just want to see what people are saying. Okay, this says something because half of the critic reviews are not available anymore.
Oh.
This person said this is a terrible, terrible, worthless movie that you shouldn't give any time to. And these are like top critics. And these reviews, some of them were in 2008 when it came out, some were 2011. I'm confident the Material Girl has more good material for movies ahead of her.
Oh my God. That's somebody wrote that in a review.
Yep.
That dude gets paid money to write articles. Holy shit.
Well, it was pulled from circulation in just a few days.
Oh my God.
It did that bad.
Oh my
Oof.
God.
Well, all right. That was a
Oh,
little side
shit.
side rabbit hole I decided to go down.
Yeah. I'm actually curious to see. I'm actually looking at other reviews for what people thought about this zombie album.
I did that, and a lot of people were saying kind of all the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's a Rob Zombie album.
Yeah, it's kind of what it is. Kind of how it be. It's how it do.
This is what we do, fam.
This is how we do. Oh God, we need to like go as this is the second episode now that we've gone to like non sequiturs off the subject matter that we're talking about. Do we need to add stuff that has more substance to it, or are we just kind of like okay with just going off to these tangents and having a good time?
Well, that's the point of a podcast.
Okay.
To stick to like a streamlined thing. It's not like the point of a podcast is supposed to be like two people talking.
Oh yeah,
And you're just like shooting the shit. So you're gonna go off on like random things and then be like, all right, so back to the main topic we're talking about. Like,
right. But I feel like for the last one we did, and kind of with this one, as we just went into a full discussion on the
hey, we're gonna have rough months, okay?
the fucking film discussion of Madonna. The filmography of we can talk about Dick Tracy. You want to talk about Dick Tracy real quick? How that fucking film. That film's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you make a point there that is the point of the podcast. I also feel like as our subject matter being the thing, and we discussed about the what the fuck.
It's the section of Rotten Tomatoes where it's quotes from the movie, and it's the same quote, just written twice. Why, I don't know. It's the only quote that's available, and it says that AK says, "In my country, there is a saying, if you want to reach the sky, fuck a duck and try to fly."
That's about as like bad. That it has to be like Showgirls at that point, because Showgirls has one of the greatest lines in cinematic history.
Shut up.
Everyone's got AIDS and shit.
God!
Everyone's got AIDS. Fuck a duck? What the fuck? Are you sure that's not a Rob Zombie lyric?
Fuck a duck and try to fly. Rob, I found your next album.
Yeah, Rob Zombie. I know you're not watching this, but when you do at some point in the future, you need to somehow force that line into one of your songs. If you do it, I know you're watching and I have more respect for you at that point. But fuck. Fuck
Wow.
a duck?
Somebody said they loved this movie. They give it 4 stars. This is the audience reviews now.
Well, okay, first off, audience reviews. First off, the general populace of people reviewing those things clearly have no taste, as a good chunk of like Zack Snyder superhero movies have semi-decent audience ratings, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you all smoking.
Some people went in though.
Oh, good.
This person, I love you, Madonna, but this was dreadful. Oh, Now I want to watch it.
Oh my god.
Where can I watch it? Can I stream this?
Can we stream Netflix? Hello.
I don't know.
Amazon Prime. Hello.
Guys, it sounds like you're missing a bop. Like, you got to put it out there for the people. The people demand.
Sounds like a bop.
I want to do that. I want to do an episode where we watch a movie from a musician. But, like, probably not do Rob Zombie because that's just too much. But, like, that would be hilarious.
We can watch one of, like, David Bowie's movies. Like, one of his, like, early, like, indie movies. One of them you get to see his dick.
I didn't know that part.
The Man Who Fell to Earth.
I didn't know that about that one.
Yeah, he's full sausage.
Oh,
Packing.
lovely.
He's got the strap.
I mean,
hey,
hold on.
Also, Labyrinth. I mean, you already see that over there.
Well, yeah. Mm-hmm. Jesus.
Oh my God. Well, I think that I've heard like it was like one of those like weird Hollywood rumors or whatever, where apparently he stuffed it purposely because there had to be a person right behind him to do the ball tricks and everything because he couldn't do that stuff. So there had to be somebody right behind his cloak to do the ball, situations and everything like that. And as they're doing it, apparently he made his presence known more fully, and apparently he was just trying to get the person behind him to laugh. That's the story. Is apparently he was doing that on purpose.
Well then, all
I
right.
saw my baby.
My God. My God.
Puppy dog tails. Dance, man, dance. All right. What? So back on this Rob Zombie album, is there anything else we want to say about it? You have any other inkling of thing we want to glean off of this, or are we kind of fresh out?
I mean, I don't really have too terribly much because listening to it, definitely while I was listening to it, I was like, oh no, I don't know how much I can stretch out of this because it really was. I mean, I fully expected this from him because it's Rob Zombie, and you kind of have this like. It's probably gonna sound like this.
Yeah.
And you're just like, but it's Rob Zombie, so there you go.
There you go. Here's the thing.
Yeah, he did the thing.
He did the thing. You make the thing. You buy the thing. You like the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, that's. I mean, again, he's able to get away with it because of
his stature.
It's just he's done it for so long with this, and it's been a formula that has worked in his favor.
Apparently, the album sold a bunch, so like, I mean, can't be like too mad about it. But
where does it rank?
From what I see, I follow Nuclear Blast on Instagram, and they apparently post a bunch of the rankings or whatever, and like apparently it's doing well. So good for Rob, and I know definitely his audience is gonna eat that shit up. But
oh yeah,
but I'm kind of a fucking. I've had to slowly accept that I'm kind of a piece of shit metal snob. So like when it comes to like I'll listen to stuff that has like screaming and stuff that you barely can understand, but when the fucking riffs are technical and they like have like solid blast beats and they go wacky and shit.
The producer on this album is Zeus with 2 S's. Just thought I should put that out there. It's got 90% by Google users.
Yeah. His name's fucking Zeus with his 2 C's.
Amazon has 4.5 stars.
Yeah, okay. It's okay to generalize to be wrong.
So it says it landed number 1 on Billboard's top album sales chart with first week sales of 26,000 copies in the U.S. and the top sales chart ranks. What? The top album sales chart ranks the top selling albums of the week based only on traditional album sales. Okay, that was an excessively wordy sentence. Yeah. This is from Blabbermouth, apparently. Wait, Metacritic. Well, there's a look there.
Metacritic. Yeah, I mean, that's also a weird thing, too, is that a lot of this Billboard album sales and all that stuff is reliant on traditional stuff, and obviously not a lot of people buy physical anymore.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff just comes down to, whatchamacallit? Oh, God. A lot of it comes down to...
I think this is his first time hitting... Yeah, it's his first number 1 on Billboard's top album sales chart.
Really? Huh? Well, congratulations, Rob.
And it's sold. Wait. It launches with 26,000 copies sold in the U.S. in the week ending March 18th, according to MRC data. I don't need a description of what album sales means.
Hi, are you stupid? Do you know what album sales mean?
It says Lunar's arrival at number 1 continues Zombie's hot streak on the tally as all 7 of his solo studio albums have reached the top 10. It follows Electric Warlock Ashes, blah, 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 blah. Oh, and it just lists all the albums. Never mind, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Physical album sales comprise 20,000 of that figure. So 6,000 is digital.
Digital. Yeah.
Wait. It says CDs is 13,200, vinyl LPs is 6,500, and cassettes was 300, and then 6,000.
This was on cassette?
Oh, cassettes are like coming back big time.
Stop.
They've-
World, you stop it.
They've been back for a hot minute.
Did I tell you about the indie show, this fucking emo show that me and my buddy Mike went to at one point at the bar I used to work at? First Chance, Last Chance, shout out. We go to this fucking emo bar, right? And we go to this emo show, but we didn't know there was an emo show going on. We're just going to get beers, whatever. But there's a show going on, and there's these fucking guys outside the patio who are playing acoustic guitars and everything like that, and they're doing their normal sad shit and everything. It's like more like Midwest emo. They're not
Midwest emo.
Well, fucking that's a vibe.
Oh, I know.
Flannel shirts and everything like that, but they're fucking sad. And we're hanging out there, and they have there's a sidebar that they were using for merch sales. I don't even think, did they have CDs? No, I don't think they had CDs. They just had like cassette tapes.
It's coming back, man.
No.
When I was in college, I got which I don't do this very often. I like buy freaking band like fan packages, which gives you like a hoodie, a poster, a vinyl, a fucking everything.
A foot rub.
Yeah. So I got this package because at the time, my boyfriend and I were super obsessed with this band. It was like our band. And so when I got it, I was getting it with the intention that the vinyl in the package I would give to him. And the only option was this one package that would give you the vinyl. But I also had to have a cassette tape. I was like, what the fuck do I do with this? So it came and it sat in I think it sat on that bookshelf over there for years. And then I finally sold it. Somebody bought it from me. Just know that. Somebody bought that cassette from me.
How much?
I think I got it for like, I think I was able to sell it to them for like $12 or $15, something like that. It wasn't anything crazy because it's not like a classic band or something.
We put that cassette tape. We found an 8-track tape. Like we found like a cassette player somebody had, and we put it in, and it's good news. Still sounds like shit. Stop. Marshall Mathers did it. Martha Mathers did. He's like, I got it on a cassette tape. I'm like, you can throw that in the goddamn garbage. Don't go back to tape. Like CDs, like I get it. Like nobody really likes CDs because it gets scratchy and like it gets screw up. Vinyl's vintage, and sometimes you get better sound quality out of it because it has like a decent tone to it. Cassette tapes, nah, fresh out. Just unspool and move on.
Well, and the funny part about like cassette tapes that are coming out now is it's not like how cassettes were actually made, like recording to tape. Mm-hmm. It's taking the digital version and just sticking it on tape. Like it's taking what you get on the CD and just sticking it on tape.
Doesn't that also like just completely fuck with the sound quality as well? Just taking it from digital and putting it onto a tape?
It can, yeah. I mean, it always depends on, so most likely they're probably, I would hope that they're not taking MP3 files. I'm guessing that they're putting WAV files on there of some kind. I don't really know how the process goes nowadays, but like, it's not, they're not going to sit there and record the entire album multiple times just to record it onto tape. They're just going to be able to digitize. It's that same, it's kind of like the same concept of people taking like their VHS tapes and putting them into DVDs. It's like, It's something could go wrong in that situation of transferring those medias.
That's understandable for us, at least, because me and my family, we collected a bunch of The Simpsons on VHS tapes, and that's how we like watched a lot of those.
And everybody does that with their like home movies and memories.
My little brother has been trying to convert those over and everything, just so we have some semblance of copy of those things for later on. So then at that point, we don't really need the physical VHS tapes that take up a good chunk of our house.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like that media, sometimes something could go wrong in the transferring of that media, especially if you don't know what you're doing. But obviously, they got money; they know what they're doing. So
I don't know about the emo band.
Well, that's. I'm really curious. I mean,
yeah,
because when people were making. Well, then that means that they just got a blank cassette and they did like what you did with old school freaking mixtapes when they made them on cassette. You just hoped you started your recording at the right time and then you don't go over the prior song. Like, you got to make sure that that tape stays. Like, that cassette will not come out of that until it is completely full, because if you take it out, you're going to write over and you're going to screw your tape up completely. Tape is like a I've learned only a little bit on like actually recording to like real tape. It's awful. It's awful. You want to try and splice that? You gotta be in there with it, and then tape them together, and hope to God that you cut the right section. Just hope to God. And then if you didn't, well, you're gonna record it all over again.
Don't bring it back.
Yeah,
this is a PSA from Metal Waifu. Don't bring back cassette tapes.
It's a nightmare.
Don't do it.
They also take up so much space.
That part too.
Like, literally, I had that cassette tape was thrusted upon me due to my desire for the other things in the package.
Do
and
you want to create
this?
future landfill by buying those stupid cassette tapes because you know why they're going to do it for their.
They made it red though. It was red. It's red cassette.
I don't fucking care.
It's like, but that's what they're doing with vinyls too. Is like, now vinyl's not only cool, but it's also like, we made it a color. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, no, I've seen some of the cool colored vinyl stuff and everything, but I also understand that like it's made a comeback because one, collectors, sure, you have like record store day and all that stuff and everything, but two, like people just come to like listening to vinyl in general.
Oh,
like,
yeah, it's so nice.
Yeah, it's a different experience. You get a different sound out of it and everything like that. Cassette tape is a waste of time, and it's going to destroy the environment because you're going to just fill landfills full of cassette tapes that you thought were going to be collectible. And you're like, oh, I'm going to save these and make a bunch of money. Oh, wait, never happened. Fucking nerds.
Until you put one in your cassette player and then the tape gets stuck and you take it out and you're like, oh, I did that with a VHS when I was a kid. It was my Sailor Moon VHS. I was very upset. I'm still traumatized to this day. I literally was rewinding it because I wanted to watch it again. It didn't make it through the rewind. I pulled it and I was like, and then the only way to get it out of the VHS was to snap that tape because it was fully wrapped inside there. So you just had to snap it and then pull the extra. Traumatizing. You traumatize yourself.
Yeah, you can.
Don't traumatize yourself.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Stay away from tape.
She was definitely not the one called Sailor Moon that day.
No, she wasn't. And I'm real upset because it was the episodes when you got introduced to Mercury and Mars. That was the first time you got to see them. I still vividly remember those episodes. Mars is my girl.
Then rest in peace, Sailor Mars.
I don't know why I did that. I don't know what to do.
Fill time. That is what we're doing right now. The Rob Zombie album, it's okay. If you like Rob Zombie, you're gonna like it. If you don't like Rob Zombie, then you're not gonna like it.
I mean, that's really all there is.
Yeah, that's really the baseline of it all.
There's no gray area there.
Yeah, there is a clean cut middle ground. So it's like what I saw with the Krang. It's like a 3 out of 5 or whatever. It's kind of just a middle of the road kind of thing. It's if I wanted to listen to Zombie, I'd probably listen to a different album of his. I probably want to listen to this one.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of exist. How far along are we? I'm assuming we're already well past the hour mark.
We're almost an hour and 10.
Hour 10. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. I think we're just about done wasting all y'all's time.
How did we just went on a whole tangent about tape?
Tape, Madonna's film career.
I'm still really curious about this movie.
I
I need to hear that quote said by that actor. I need to hear it.
I wonder if he says it like straight face, or if he says it like jokingly. Because either way,
they have a saying. Why is that? Why? What country?
What country? What country are you from? Where you is? How you do? How you be? Next episode, beach time. Boom. Hitting the volleyball or the beach ball and all that stuff and everything.
What's our next music?
Oh, I know what my next music is.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Because you know what else is next month? Because I'm gonna do it because you did it.
Yep. I forgot that we're already there.
It's my birthday month.
Yep, which means I can't say no to the episode.
I'm gonna be 28. We're gonna talk about Mastodon's Leviathan.
Yep.
So we're gonna finally do some heavier shit. Like we've been going like zombie, hate breacher, and everything like that, but we're going to my wheelhouse now. We're gonna get into some of the fucking yes, highbrow, pinky up metal that I'd like to procure.
Which probably means I won't be talking much that episode.
I mean, I would like to hear some of your thoughts on it, but I mean, like. Yeah, I mean, I'll be gushing a little bit, but unlike with Alexis's with the J-Rock episode where we talk about a whole band's discography, I'm going to probably talk about the discography as well. But I want to get into like the meat and potatoes to why I want to specifically talk about Leviathan as like the Mastodon album.
I'm glad I don't have to do that.
Oh, it's gonna be.
I'm tired of gathering backgrounds.
This is your break month. See, like, why would you be upset about this? You get to fucking you get to sit there as I have like maybe a notebook, or I might just be doing what I normally do and just riff off the head. But like, I'm okay with that. But I'm going to like, and the plus is that I already have a good chunk of the information. I already know about them and everything, kind of set and ready to go. So I can just, I might be riffing. I'll still probably listen to the album multiple times just so I got a good idea and everything. But it's. All right.
It's a vibe.
Speaking of vibes, you know what else is a vibe? Ending of this episode. Appreciate you all. Y'all have a good rest of your April, good rest of your Easter, all that jazz. We're all past Easter at this point, so.
Yeah, when this episode comes out.
Yeah.
But
ayo. We go in the summer. Have a good rest.
Gross.
Yeah, it's
gonna be hot. So hot.
So hot.
Oh, and not in the good way.
Oh my god, it's so hot. I named that SPF 100.
Give me that 150, son.
That 150. Give me that 200. That 350.
Jesus.
Block the sun. Just to can we cancel the sun?
Yes, please.
Fresh out of the sun. All right. We're done talking. We'll catch y'all later. Bye, y'all.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.